Hey, Pod Kids. So before we get to the show, I just want to say that, we were so happy to have one of the greatest musicians in the Philippines, one of the best songwriters. He's created the saddest, most beautiful Filipino songs, which will endure through time. He recently released a new single called Tanging Kailangan. And he will also appear on the fourth episode of Makinig Ka Muna on Spotify, our new podcast. So, hope you guys can share this pod. And on Friday, lalabas na yung Makinig Ka Muna, episode 4 with Ebe Dancel. Wake Up with Jim and Sab is exclusively on Spotify.
And if you want to start your own podcast, you can check out anchor.fm.
If you love the pod and you want to support us, make sure you follow us on Spotify. Also, you can tag us on Instagram and Twitter at Wake Up with Jim and Sab. Okay.
Welcome to Wake Up to Saab podcast! We've got...
May intro.
okay, sige. In-intro na natin si Ebe. Okay.
So, Ebe, I think part of the podcast's tradition is me fanboying, us fanboying. That's the only reason why
We have this podcast.
and
I think Ebe has been like a most requested guest. I don't know why we have him just now.
Thank you
But hey,
for having
you're
me.
here. Yay, thank you for gracing us.
And ako, I just always want to start the show pag sa ganito by sharing like ano ba yung fanboy experience. So I remember I was in high school and college na pala to. I was in college driving, nag-yosi pa ako noon in my car.
Cool.
I'm so I don't know why I did that. And yung Tala-Arawan kasi grabe nung time na yun kasi hindi pa alam mo yun parang as in talagang pumunta kami sa Odyssey. Odyssey.
Yeah.
Tapos talagang, oh shit, eto na. So parang, and I remember you were playing some songs from that album na in live gig. So talagang we're so fucking excited. I wanted to look at the inlay, kung saan kayo nag-record, ganyan. So that album talaga was, yun yung constant repeat in my car. And then, yung Kandila is like one of my favorite songs mo. And I just remember like during that time, like I wish I met someone that kung brinaykan ako, this song would be worthy of it. Parang ganon. It's pretty sad na parang, I mean, when I finally did have a real heartbreak, ayoko na makinig ng sad songs. Pero anyway, yun. So,
Alam mo, Jim, no, but that's pretty accurate ha. Sa sobrang ganda ng Sugarfree songs and ng Ebe Dancel songs, it's like, parang, lagi akong naiiyak pag narinig ko yung Burnout, ganyan. Pero, hindi ko siya now that I think about it, hindi ko siya na-dedicate sa mga ex ko.
yeah, kasi
It was too beautiful. Parang hindi sila deserving.
There was a sense of joy in the songs eh. Parang, ewan ko, parang, you know why? I think for us, Ebe, like, kuwari, yung Eraserheads kasi nung time na yun, grade school pa lang kami.
Yeah.
So technically, when we heard yung mga Torpedo, mga ganyan, tape pa nga yun eh, di ba? Naka-tape pa eh. So parang, hindi siya ganun ka-relatable. Kaya kami ni Ali, of Linya-Linya,
Ali.
we've been friends since grade 3, di ba? So, and in high school, talagang nung prom namin, as in talagang, I thought talaga na, fuck, ganito ang prom. So I was massively disappointed na hindi pala ganitong magical. Majestic. Anyway, kasi the D, E minor progression talagang, and then your melody talagang, oh my God, kailangan ito yung moment ko.
Yeah.
Pagka-prom, tapos pagdating doon, di kami nag-usap buong gabi. Tapos, alam mo yun. So, anyway, welcome to the show.
Can I tell you guys something about that song?
Yes.
I never made it to my prom. I was barred from attending my prom.
Why?
Oh.
Because in high school, we stole a test paper and got caught.
Oh my gosh, dapat pala member ka ng Cheats.
Yeah. So that's why I wrote the song. Because even if I couldn't make it, I wanted to ask, syempre, you're in high school, parang, oh, you're the girl of my dreams. So, kahit na hindi ako pwede mag-prom, she said no. So parang double whammy yata yun.
Oh,
He said yes to my friend.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why.
ito, I mean, just another fanboy fiction, non-fiction. Me, Saab, and Ali. Okay? No fail. Wala pa kaming time na nag-inuman kami na hindi kami mapapadpad sa tutugtugin namin yung kwarto. Tapos, babasahin namin yung lyrics.
Yeah.
Tapos kami parang, ang inang ganda!
So long ago. 2004? Do you guys know how
So-
old you were in 2004?
2004?
Yes, I was in 4th year high school. Bakit? Bakit?
Tanda ako na tangina. Ay, sorry, ang mura ko.
Okay lang.
Anyway, so yun, you said kanina na you moved again.
I did. For the time being.
You-
Yes.
For the time being.
No longer Laguna.
I'm sorry?
Hindi na sa Los Baños. Wala ka na sa LB.
Wala na kasi masyado malungkot sa Los Baños ngayon. Los Baños is a university town eh. So when there are students, the place is just really alive. And then when they go home for Christmas break, that's when the locals, just gather. Tapos kami lang magkakasama. But it's been almost 2 years of that. And parang to see a very empty UPLB campus, which in my opinion is still one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited. It's just too sad. So, sabi ko, sige, nagpaalam ako sa mga kaibigan ko, I can't take it. So, I moved back to Manila. And then, after being gone for so long, maybe 5 years, parang medyo may culture shock ulit. So sabi ko, hindi ko kaya. So I moved to the beach. Just for a few months. Just so, parang I can find my mojo again. And then I can go back to Manila and just deal with the traffic and
Yeah.
all the rude
Well,
people.
how's it been living by the beach?
It's fantastic. Because,
Yeah, I don't know why I asked that, obviously.
well, I get to wake up to clean air. That's most important. And then there are no buses raging and all. So I get to run freely. I get to bike. Some of the musicians moved here now also. But because of COVID, we don't see each other. Like, I see them once a month. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, parang based on what I've been seeing, parang hindi ba parang rock niche pa rin ang
La Union.
La Union? Parang walang nagmamask.
Fuck all, ganun.
Di ba ganun?
I wear my mask. So
Ah.
pag I don't know because they do their own thing, but they're all safe. I pray no one gets sick. But yun lang, sinasabi sa akin ng family ko, oh, magmamask ka lagi araw-araw. Mask ka ba? I'm in my room. Yeah.
Ito, Ebe, I have a question. As a musician, no? Would you say that this is the most challenging or parang most like, what the fuck, time in your career? Or were there other instances na mas, for you, parang was like, fuck, that was my low point. Yun yung pinaka-stressful.
Have you guys recorded again since the pandemic?
Yes, once.
How'd you guys do it?
we all got swabbed, and then we scheduled it. Nag-quarantine kami in our homes talaga.
Right.
And then we went together. And then we were masks on the whole time, except for vocals in the vocal booth alone.
Even the drummer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've released 2 singles so far since the pandemic. And my producer's my manager. So si Rico Blanco is at home. And then there's a screen beside me. Naka-zoom siya. Ang hirap talaga. So, personally, if you ask me if this is the lowest point, there are days when I think, my God, this shit's about to break me.
Oh.
It's so bad. But people will always need music eh. So,
Yeah.
responsibilidad natin yun. Tayong tatlo at libo-libong mga musikero. Kailangan natin maglabas ng musika. Kasi whether you believe it or not, sometimes it's all one looks forward to. New songs. I don't care who it's from. If it's from my favorite band, then sige. But there's that deep longing for a connection to your favorite artist. And I get letters all the time. And it really breaks my heart kasi there are pictures, parang I saw you last, ganito ganyan. And now, I feel like you're so far away. And I feel like I'm so far away from reality, but this is what we have right now. And when this is all over, the first thing I'm going to do is go to your show and give you a hug. Iyak nga ako minsan sa mga sulat nila. It's so, the letters are so touching and also incredibly sad. And like everyone keeps saying, I hope this will be over soon. But you look at the state of this country, we are far from it.
Yeah.
We are so far from it. And it absolutely breaks my heart.
But I guess those letters keep you hopeful. Diba? Because we want to do shows.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes the walang segue ad and break. But I just want to share with you guys, you know that we have jimandsab.com where all the proceeds go to a hero of the month, a child in need. And one of our patrons, naki-request siya actually. So here's a special treat that we can do if you're a member of jimandsab.com. His name is Archie Ladao. And his girlfriend is Lyra Bayrante. His girlfriend's birthday is on September 10. And, one of our generous patrons really wants to give a shout out to his girlfriend. So shout out to Lara. And here's a poem for you from Archie Ladao. Maybe it's the sparkle in your eyes when you talk about your dreams, or the little cracks in your voice when you think about your fears. Maybe it's your innocent smile that reaches past your ears, or maybe it's your hair that curls under your cheeks. Maybe it's those small hands that held your face in time of tears, or maybe it's those twinkle toes that keep on pushing you forward. I don't really know what makes you special, but all I know is that you are. It doesn't really make any sort of sense, but I'll do anything for you to see that too. Anyway, shout out to Lara and Archie. Again, if you want to become a Podtron, check out jimandsab.com. Yeah.
Do you remember your last show?
Yes, it was the day before the lockdown was
Oh
announced.
my God, saan?
Oh.
And sa Giho. And it was a great gig, except Jim fainted. And we went to the hospital.
Why?
Because grabe, he fainted because he skipped dinner. Tapos
Nagbasket.
nag-basketball siya for 2 hours. Tapos dumiretso siya sa gig. Sobrang, alam niya naman kung paano mag-perform si Jim. Sobrang wild. And then, tawa-tawa kami dun sa parking lot. And he fell sa gravel dun sa Sagio parking lot.
After
Ay, nagkanta
the
And then,
show?
after the show. And then, imagine mo, we went to the hospital. May mga may mga konting talks na of COVID.
Sure.
Yeah,
Tapos,
pero
so
hindi
nakamask
kami
tayo,
takot.
ganyan. Pero,
Hindi tayo nakamask.
Hindi, Jim, nag-alcohol.
Hindi tayo
Ay,
nakamask.
wala palang mask.
Wala pang
Nag-alcohol
mask
lang
nun.
tayo.
That was the day before the Kaya ako, I found out like the next, so I had a concussion and then apparently I was
He was
51st
repeating,
dates ako.
he was repeating everything he was saying. As in, nahulog ako? And then like, swear, 30 seconds later, nahulog daw ako? As in, I thought like, oh my gosh, I lost my husband.
Anyway.
Sorry, anyway.
So the next day,
pretty freaky.
so again, the next day I woke up.
Lockdown na.
So lockdown na, na-cancel yung NBA. Yun talaga yung wake
Oo,
up call.
Chong.
ko. What
Yun eh.
the fuck?
Pareho tayo.
Tsaka
Diba?
nagka-COVID si Tom Hanks.
Yun rin. Yun rin.
Remember, it was all like one day.
Pero ako nung sinabi na cancel ng NBA, posible ba yun?
This shit is real. Yun yung first reaction ko.
Yeah.
As in, oh my God. So, kaya,
Nung start ng pandemic, Ebe, how did you cope being a musician? Kasi kami, okay, ito gagawin natin. Gawa tayo ng kanta. Tas we were like super pumped. The band would meet like weekly on Zoom and like strategize and whatever. And it went on for like 2 months. And then
That's
sa
great.
burnout and then,
never kami. And we didn't talk for like months.
yeah, and I actually told Saab nga na, nandiri ako sa music. Kasi, parang every time I would try to write a song, biglang isipin ko, what's the point? Like, parang hindi ko man lang ma-experience to with my band. Hindi ko man lang marinig yung totoong drums sa part na to. So,
Correct.
I stopped listening for like a month or two, ganyan. Ikaw, how did you
How did you
like,
take
how
it
did you
nung
take
start?
it?
Oh, quite terribly. Quite terribly. I literally could not move for 2 weeks. I was in the same spot. And then nung napansin ko na pag may bote ng alak, pag nauubos ko na yung kalahating bote ng alak na yon in 1 day, cycle, it's bad. But I just come off from my first solo concert, and then we were planning for the repeat because people still wanted to watch. I had shows in Singapore,
That was
in
2
Nawag,
years ago.
in La Union, all headlining like really fun festivals, all gone. Basta I got a call from my manager and I did not speak for 2 weeks because we were just both in terrible shock. So finally, when we got on the phone, I think she said something like, "It's all gone for now." It was a very bitter pill to swallow. Kasi
Whoa.
all the years you put in,
Yeah.
small shows, big shows,
Yeah.
all those years. And then pag pakiramdam mo may momentum ka na finally, and then the world just stops. So how do you make sense of that?
Yeah.
Plus the fact that you couldn't get out of your house.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi pa natin alam nun eh. So kahit lumabas ka na may mask ka, even just for 5 minutes, you would think, fuck, I'm gonna get sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta go back in.
Yeah.
So it took maybe 3 weeks for me to just finally accept na, okay, this is happening. So what are we going to do? And then there was parang may influx bigla ng online shows.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter if you were performing with a complete studio setup or with just your phone, which was what I was doing because I'm always ill-equipped. So phone lang yung gamit ko for my first online show. But even online shows aren't really around anymore. I like online music shows.
Yeah.
Wala na talaga. So parang there are days when you question your purpose.
Yeah.
To be very honest with you, as busy as I am taking care of our artists and trying to produce songs, there are days when I question my purpose. Like, why am I here? All that shit. Sorry ang bigat ba?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Actually, I wanted to ask, kasi sabi mo, di ba, like parang fuck, no, shutdown. And then, yun nga, di ba, I saw that you started your own label. What pushed you to do that? And you going to Rico was post-pandemic na, di ba?
Post-pandemic. My manager decided to resign. Kaya, I'm sorry, I'm resigning. Sabi ko, are you resigning or are you retiring? Are you coming back? Sabi, I'm retiring. Okay. She's my best friend. And we're still best friends. We stay in touch a lot. So, I called Rico. I go, Rico, how do you manage yourself? So niya, why? I go, because I'm going to manage myself. Oh, no, I'm gonna manage you. I go, yun naman pala eh. Okay na ako. And then,
i-clarify lang natin, hindi pa tayo post-pandemic ha. Present pandemic.
Present pa. And then,
sadly.
I also got a call from Neil Gregorio, who said na, hey, I'm part of this new label. It's independent, it's small, but we want to build it. Are you available? So I go, let me check my contract, ha? Sabi niya, we're not gonna assign you as an artist. We want you to be A&R. And I think that's a fantastic opportunity for me because we're signing up the kids right now. So all those deserving people who play that bars na tatlo lang yung tao but who have fantastic songs.
Yeah.
We're trying to build their catalog now so that once this is all over, once we go back to live shows, they will be at the forefront of everything because they have material. And that's all we're working on. All we're working on right now. It's hard. It's difficult to have online meetings and mapping out the drum parts using GarageBand and Logic. It's exhausting. But once you hear their song on Spotify, you will realize that you are finally serving a purpose that's not really centered on you.
Yes.
And I think that's one of God's greatest gifts to me during this pandemic. The ability to be given the capacity, to help the young ones. Years from now, when we're all retired or whatever you want to call it, sila na yun. So we have to keep the fire burning.
Aww.
Ako, Ebe, I think I recently opened up kasi on this podcast about, how I was diagnosed with, I have anxiety. Because we had we both were diagnosed with PTSD when we lost a child. So, we've been open about that. But, you were actually, one of the first at the forefront of that. Like being very open about, mental health issues and how do you, parang kumbaga, how have you, especially during these crazy times, no? Parang, what have you done? Aside from yun nga, the fact that you tried something new, you ano yung mga little things that you do in between finding a label and getting management and whatever. What were the little things that made you build yourself up again?
And that brought you closer to finding out your purpose?
There's this app on your phone called the Bible. The Bible. And that's how I start my day. First thing I do.
The same app though.
First thing I do is read the verse and say my prayer. And before I check my basketball news, or I guess I'm one of the last maybe 20 people on planet Earth who are still playing Plants vs. Zombies on a daily basis. That's part of my routine. So establishing establishing a routine is very important for people like us. You know,
I don't think I've heard that in a long time. Plants versus Zombies. Whoa.
I know.
That's awesome.
It's still fun.
big.
It's once you get, you know, once you get into it, once you predict what the enemy is going to do, because that shit is hard. You try playing the difficult levels, that shit is hard. So finally, may ano na ako, may advantage na ako because it's a computer. So predictive movements.
Kala ko snake.
Yeah. But most importantly, and this is something I was gonna wait to tell you, Jim, until after the show. There was one time I had to go out and buy eggs. Okay? So, nasa kotse ako, hinihintay ko yung ale na ilabas niya yung tray ng eggs ko. Randomly, there was an episode on a podcast that came out, and then it was you and your sister. And you were talking about anxiety and being sometimes almost socially incapable.
Yeah.
I started crying. Sabi ko,
Oh.
akala ko ako lang.
Oh.
I didn't have the heart to message you back then kasi parang it was too close to home. But I found inspiration in you and in your sister. I haven't met your sister.
Oh, man.
Is that Finding Happy?
Yeah.
That's your other podcast.
Yeah, parang, yun nga, honestly, like, ako nga, Ebe, parang it took me so many years to realize that na parang, yes, I ganyan, I perform and whatever, pero, ano talaga like, yung you can't put parang kumbaga hindi ko talaga ma-describe yung inability to socialize and like how much anxiety that brings me, lalo na nung actually I told Saab parang when we finally saw the Cheats guys, we saw them after 6-7 months of not seeing them.
Yeah.
So we planned this whole farm trip of no band stuff, parang more of hangout lang. So we took tests and all these things. And during the trip, I couldn't enjoy. Like, finally saw our best friends, but I was having like these little mini panic attacks na like there was like may kuryente sa kamay ko. Tas parang hindi ko maramdaman ano to. Parang because I just really didn't know how to act anymore. And actually I learned na in these Zoom things, grabe, apparently the first few months of quarantine, talagang na-build up yung anxiety ko. It's got so much worse. Because, like, parang it felt like, alam mo yun, parang if in person at least, kung let's say nasa labas ko ng Moe's o nasa labas ko ng Root, maririnig mo kahit paano yung boom. Alam mo, may mga ganung to spill in the little, parang, pero if it's like, ganyan, and then it's like,
face to
face, and like, parang, ewan ko, it didn't, I didn't react well
I didn't think
to
of it
So,
like that.
yeah, wala lang. I'm so, thank you for sharing that. Thanks,
No,
man.
because
That,
you're like one of the nicest guys I know. And you've always been very warm to me. So I didn't know. And how difficult it must have been for you to... It's ironic, the jobs that we have. But sometimes it takes so much for us to face a couple of people. Diba? So parang like listening to you and listening to how your sister was adjusting to life overseas.
yeah.
That was really inspiring. And it came at such a low point. Because I was in the car waiting 20 minutes for a tray of eggs. Tapos na-frustrate na ako. 6:00 ng umaga, parang naantay ako ng itlog. And then randomly, parang, oh, Jim, okay, And then, long after the eggs were delivered to me, nakaupo lang ako sa kotse. I was just listening to you guys. And, you made me feel not alone.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
And you made me feel like as long as you share your story, then someone out there will believe that hindi ako mag-isa. And that's shit. I really wanted to wait after the show to tell you this story. I've been dying to talk to you about this, but that's I guess that's how we deal.
I love that. But Ebe, I think that's gonna make me expect to hear a song about waiting for eggs and crying in the car.
Ang weird talaga.
Because even the way you told us that story is so beautiful.
Waiting for a tray of eggs. But Jim, as long as we keep sharing our stories, and someone out there will believe that, hey, if they can do it, then maybe I'll try tomorrow. That makes them not want to give up on themselves.
I actually, when I saw your first, like, when you first opened up, it was on YouTube, diba? It was like a video.
Yeah, TED Talks.
Yeah. And then I was like, fuck. I was like, oh, lalo pa, of someone of your stature, diba? Like, I'm sure you always have to have a game face on, parang, wala lang. Parang, so ako, I'm glad to know, because for me, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, parang like,
He did the same
idol
thing.
ko to eh. I mean, like, and he goes through shit like this. So parang, yun. Ako naman, before we, I'd like to throw some rapid stuff that I have to get out of my system.
Go ahead, man.
Rapid fire
Okay.
stuff.
What is the worst gig you've ever had?
Oh, that's easy. I think it was the year 2002, and then Sugarfree did not have. We had Hari ng Sablay. That was our one hit. And then there was this glam band that opened the show for us. And they played Guns N' Roses and Metallica. Tapos talaga, high energy. And then it was us. And then we had to play 14 songs. And Hari ng Sablay was the last song. So during the third song, makikita mo exodus talaga. People were picking up their chairs. Ang nice nga nila kasi hindi sila makalat. Nakaupo sila sa monoblock. Ang gusto na nila mamuwi, drinag nila yung monoblock sa likod. Tapos parang school yung papatong-patong mo.
Saan yan?
Sa Palawan. And then I made a promise to myself, this show will never happen. I'm not gonna stop until I come back here. So I did with a few more hit songs. But the most important part of that return show is that they got rid of the monoblocks. So, nung wala akong nakita monoblocks, that was the worst.
Okay.
gig.
Okay. How about worst gig?
Sino pinaka-kupal sa band scene?
Wag na.
Okay.
I know. Ebe. I asked this to all our musician guests. Magkaibigan ba talaga kayo ng Sugarfree?
Ano yung kaibigan?
I mean, like, well, let's say for example, fuck, brinaygan ako ng girlfriend ko. Tatawagan ko si Blank. Yan. Ganong close. Nagiinuman ba kayo na walang gig?
Yung early years namin, we used to do that all the time.
Oh, wow.
Like every day. But at some point, kasi we started having our own circles. Then we realized how different we were from each other. And it's okay to be different. It's okay to not be on the same page.
Yeah.
But do you think, let's say, kunwari, bukas, you guys get together, no rehearsals, tugtog. I mean, kumbaga musically naman, well, kami, I mean, from our point of view, there was never any disconnect, di ba? And I think ganun pa rin ba? Was it, parang kumbaga, napunta ba sa music yung mga ganung conflict
Never.
nyo?
Never. We were great bandmates. You know, we understood each other. We had all bands fight, But when it comes to music, especially kami ni Jal, kasi kami yung original members, and we had such a deep connection when it comes to music. Na he would predict what I wanted to do, and he's a terrific bass player.
Yeah.
That's it. That's about it. That's about it.
You said all those wonderful things about him, pero gagamitin namin clickbait yung define friends. Charot.
Like friends, tatambay after.
Yeah, parang
Hindi kami ganun eh. That's okay because
Hindi-
Jal would come with his set of friends, and
Yeah.
my friends were like the Itchy Worms, Sandwich, whoever was backstage. But they were always like Jal kasi is a professor, so he had to go home. And Mitch had a baby, so he had to go home.
I think it's kind of similar to some family dynamics, no? Yung parang, well, you have your own thing going on, but then when it's a family event, like you're there, but like you don't really hang out
hindi
like
siya yung
outside of
primary
family
choice
stuff.
mo. Oh.
No. That I think that's
Ano pang
okay.
rapid fire mo? Ano ba? Last rapid
Ako,
fire.
one more fanboy.
What about a movie?
Wait lang ito. One more fanboy thing. I just remember kasi like I watched Sugarfree for the first time in Ateneo High School.
Shit.
Tapos I looked at your pedal board or lack thereof. Kasi nung time na yun,
Yeah.
everyone was like, parang parang talaga, Voltes 5 levels of pedal boards. Pero nung time na yun, I think you just had an overdrive na yung OS, or I think the yellow one, you had an overdrive and an EQ, parang ganon.
An overdrive
You guys-
and a delay.
Ayun. And I looked like, whoa. Kasi parang all the bands before, I think mga Kwan, mga ganon, na talagang ganon, massive. And then you guys played and talagang, tangina, ganyan pala. Parang rock. I mean like, and then dun ako like na-inspire na ganun ka-importante ang areglo. Ganun ka-importante yung dynamics. So anyway, I just wanted to share that.
And you know,
Saan yung rapid fire
to the
dun?
band's credit, Jal and Mitch were always a huge part of whatever arrangement the songs you heard throughout the years. They always had their input, and they were the ones who told me, Ebe, less is more. If you don't know how to use a gadget, then just don't fucking use it. So, pag makita, like Jason, kabahan si Jason, di ba? It's like, ganyan yung pedal board niya. Pero, wala siyang hindi nagagamit. Diba? So, and I guess I'm just not a guitar player. So, if you give me an overdrive and a delay para may konting repeat to, to cover the spaces, and then I think we'll be fine.
You're good.
I think we'll be good for the day. Yeah.
This was awesome, man. Thank you so much.
That was so much fun.
This was so much fun. As in, I wish we could have done this in
IRL
Sagiho
in
or
real life.
Root. Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Okay naman. What do you mean? Like band-wise? Or
No, like
just
Jim and Sab wise, like family wise, do you guys
It's
get to
good.
go out of the house?
No, we don't go out of the house at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Hindi talaga. As in,
Like, on Thursday, we're gonna get out of the house because we have pest control. We're gonna go to his parents' house. Para yun na yun.
Oh,
yung-
hey,
in the-
I like your new project. How do you pronounce it? Buddy?
Putty Rock.
Puddy Rock.
I love it, man.
Oh, yay!
Actually, Ebe, alam mo yung
Buti pa nag-record pa
Ebe,
tayo.
alam mo yung dream project ko sana? Gusto ko sana gumawa ka ng lullaby version ng tulog na. Tapos animate namin.
How
Pwede ba?
how do you how does one get into Puddy Rock?
Ay, sorry.
Well, right now, it's just me pretty much recording all the stuff. And then I tap, kuwari, let's say, yun nga, parang
You got Howard to sing.
I got Howard of Flamingo to sing a few songs kasi parang sabi ko, bagay to sa kanya. Pero mostly, parang right now kasi, yun nga, walang band. It's
Parang
just
siya lang
me,
yung external.
Logic Pro. O si Howard pa lang yung
Yun lang.
but yung kasi yun nga just so you know we're investing in this, and like talagang walang brand involved kasi we want the animations to be really good, tapos yun, I mean, yeah.
I don't think you answered.
I don't know
You
eh.
told me.
Okay.
It's a
Hindi ko-
very interesting project. It's like it's a little bit like Tulog Na. Actually, it speaks to children.
Oh.
Kaya that's why I heard like a couple of songs. You had one song about sneezing. It cracked me up. So this is the best. This is the best content
Yay.
I've listened to this month. So thanks guys for having me on your show. So good to see you
Thank you,
guys.
Ebe.
So always
Ebe.
good to see friends.